Kevin Moloney from the Moloney method. Today we're going to talk about a subject called recomposition. Recomposition versus dieting. It's a completely different thing. You don't hear much about it. The reason you don't hear much about it is there's not much money in it. The reason the word diet is in your brain is it has been marketed decade after decade after decade. And the reason it's been marketed is because the people who market it know most people fail. That leads to a revenue stream. They have a product or products, thousands of them, that fail all the time. They have made people slaves to their scale. They never give you the true story. The true story is recomposition is much more important than a number on the scale. Now, what is recomposition? Recomposition is building muscle while losing fat. Now, what happens is, what people don't know is that fat takes up, this is about the proper proportion, about this much space on your body. Muscle takes up about this much space on your body. Dense, boom, space, dense, okay? So what happens is when you build muscle, okay, the first thing that happens is your metabolic system becomes alive. So that pound of muscle that you put on now is burning calories. The pound of fat burns 0, okay? Muscle burns, it's a furnace, all right? Now, how do you get to look the way you want to look and feel the way you want to feel without cracking up and saying it's not worth it and beginning to feel like a superhuman being? The way you do it is you take the word dieting out of your brain, okay? Even the word dieting sounds so severe, okay? Take that word out of your head, okay? Put in the word recomposition. In fact, people should be instead of saying, what do you weigh? People should be saying, what's your recomposition number? Okay? Now, how do we get to looking better and, more importantly, feeling better while changing everything in our internal processes? Here are the rules, okay? You establish how many calories a day you eat. Let's take a number, 3,000 calories, and your weight stays the same, okay? So you take that number, 3,000 calories. You reduce your overall calories by 150 to 200. That's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. You won't even notice it, okay? Then you change the rest of the calories to be protein dominant, but not totally dominant, okay? So let's talk about, let's say, instead of having the usual 65% carbohydrates, you drop that, you drop that down to 50% or 45% carbohydrates. You increase the protein intake by the percentage that you drop the carbohydrates, and the rest is fat, okay? So you have changed. The reason protein is the key here is because protein is muscle. We're going to get into the training in muscle. We're going to get into the training in a second. But protein synthesis is the key here because you're going to be doing strength training. The other key why you want to increase protein is protein has a satiation factor, okay? It carries you. So if you're consistently eating, if you're consistently eating protein during the day, you will be less hungry. You'll be able to go the distance. Now remember, we only reduced calories by 150 or 200, but we changed the dynamic of the rest of the calories, okay? Now, what type of training do we do? We do not do aerobics. Aerobics is out. You are strictly a strength trainer. You do 3 times a week. You do multiple joint exercises, which you can find out. You all know what multiple joint exercises are, okay? And you train reasonably hard, not too hard. Reasonably hard where you have reserves. You're sending a message to your body to build muscle, okay? Yeah, muscle. You're sending a message to your body to build muscle. It will use the protein, okay? Remember, you changed your balance on protein, okay? And you created a negative of a slight 150 calories. Thank you. Slight 150 calories. Now you're strength training 3 times a week, okay? Within reasonable intensity, all right? Now, thank you, football. Then what happens, okay, in this program, now remember, you got a different space level. This is how much fat takes up, okay? What happens in this program is because you're building muscle, your fat loss, the first place the fat loss comes from when you're building muscle is the organs, okay? So you're not looking for fat loss in the mirror. What you're thinking is, I'm losing fat around my organs. Number 1, big health issue, okay? Number 2, you'll go through the month without hardly any stress because you haven't really reduced calories and you're just eating more protein. You'll go through the month. You will pick up a pound of muscle and you will lose 2 pounds of fat, okay? That is a 3-pound swing, okay? A 3-pound swing. And you're beginning to burn more because you have some muscle, okay? Now, when you look in the mirror, you're not going to see that much change initially. But at the 2-month mark, first of all, you'll be feeling a lot better. And remember, the Moloney method is all about sustainability. That's why this is a better program. You complete this program, it stays with you because you become a completely different animal. But if you do the numbers, on the 2nd month, you have gained another pound of muscle, which is not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable. You've gotten stronger because you will have days where you say, you know what, I can lift more, okay? You will have lost another 2 pounds of fat. Now, you look at the mirror at that point, you have lost 4 pounds of fat and you have put 2 pounds of muscle on. You'll begin to see something. You started to feel something in the beginning, but you'll begin to see something. Your measurements will begin to slightly change. Remember, 4 pounds of fat takes up a lot more space than muscle, okay? Muscle! Your entire contour will begin to change. Now, as you're going along, the more muscle you're picking up, the faster your metabolic system is working. So the amount of calories every month is burning more. with the more muscle you pick up, okay? If you extend it to 6 months, you see there's a huge change, okay? You will start to really look different, and you won't be beat up. You won't be beat up. You haven't reduced your calories by that much. You haven't reduced your calories by that much, and you have picked up at that point 6 to 8 pounds of muscle. The reason that you'll start to increase the amount of muscle that you pick up is that as you began to get muscle, you got stronger. So when you're stronger, you can build more muscle. So everything is on a positive move, okay? Not that hard, and it's sustainable, and you become a different animal. People will look at you and they'll say how much you lose, and you'll say I lost 25 pounds, and they'll say it looks like you lost 75 pounds. That's when you know you're there, because you will look 2 or 3, like you lost 2 or 3 times more than you actually lost. That's what muscle does for you, okay? The diet industry does not want you to know all the facts, how to get to where you want to be. It's all about recomposition of your body. It's not about the scale. They know if they get you hooked into the scale, you're going to lose, okay? They know the program. First week, lose water weight. Go on this, go on that, crack up, weight goes back up, okay? They know you cannot win. And they also know that that keeps the revenue stream going. If everybody who went on the recomposition program, guess what? There's no money for the diet industry. There is no money for the diet industry because everybody has recompositioned their body. They're stronger, they have more energy. They didn't really have to reduce calories that much. They have found the system that is sustainable, which is the main force in the Moloney method training. So that's it for today's show. If you need to get a hold of us, it's MoloneyMethod@gmail.com. We'd like a thumbs up. We'd like subscribers. We bring you 2 shows a week on interesting subjects with our take, the way we look at it. So we'll see you Friday. Thanks for dropping in.